Raquel, let me know as soon as Dinowitz is logged in.
Problem. No problem.
Good afternoon. Welcome to today's New York City Council vote for the Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure. Please silence all cell phone electronic devices and do not approach the dais. Chair Abreu, we are ready to begin.
Good afternoon and welcome to today's hearing of the New York City Council's Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure. I'm Councilmember Sean Abreu, Majority Leader and Chair of this committee. At today's hearing, the committee will vote on the following legislation. Proposed intro number 93A in relation to the bicycle parking station program. Proposed intro 93A would require the Department of Transportation to install at least 5,000 bicycle parking stations over a 5-year period at a rate of at least 1,000 stations per year. Of those bicycle parking stations, at least 2,000 will be required to be installed on commercial blocks at a rate of at least 400 per year. The bill would also allow bicycle parking stations to be installed either in the street or on the sidewalk. When identifying potential locations for bicycle parking stations, DOT will be required to consider a number of factors, including input from elected officials, community boards, and other interested parties, available data from food delivery services, and proximity to existing and planned bicycle infrastructure. The bill will also require DOT to post on its website a map of all bicycle parking stations. Finally, by January 1st, 2032, DOT will be required to submit to the mayor and the speaker of the council and post online a report assessing the bicycle parking station program. This legislation is intended to expand access to safe and reliable parking throughout the city. As more New Yorkers rely on bicycles and other micromobility devices for commuting, deliveries, and daily transportation, the need for secure and convenient parking is becoming increasingly important. This bill seeks to improve access to critical bicycle infrastructure, reduce sidewalk clutter, support delivery workers and cyclists, and strengthen the city's broader bicycle infrastructure network for the benefit of all New Yorkers who share the city's public spaces. Before we begin, I'd like to thank my staff and the committee staff for their hard work in preparing for today's hearing. Jaleesa Quigley, my Deputy Chief of Staff, Theodore Miller, Counsel to the Committee, Sierra Townsend, Counsel to the Committee, Kevin Katowski, Senior Policy Analyst of the Committee, John Bazile, Senior Policy Analyst of the Committee, and Adrian Japal, Principal Financial Analyst of the Committee. I will now allow Councilmember Brewer to provide an opening on her bill.
Thank you very much. I am here, just like the chair, to say that as micromobility continues to grow across our city, we do need bicycle parking. It's essential to making cycling a practical, safe, and equitable transportation option. All you have to do is see bicycles in the bike lanes to know that it's necessary. This bill, 93A, as you heard, would require DOT to install at least 5,000 bicycle parking stations over 5 years at a rate of 1,000 per year. They are definitely doing some of this now, but we need more. It helps, as we heard, to reduce sidewalk clutter, unsafe bike storage that can block pedestrian access, especially for older adults and people with disabilities. I want to point out that Councilmember Dinowitz was concerned that too many of these bicycle parking apparatuses might be in the street. He wants them on the sidewalk, and it is absolutely clear that local community stakeholders can decide that. But it does improve street safety by allowing curbside space of any kind to be used for bike parking. It can also function as hardened daylighting at intersections. If you know what daylighting is, you know that it's a corner that has been roped off by DOT, often with a boulder, a rock, although they apparently are out of rocks right now. But that will be a place where the bike parking could go, which would not take space from parking that would not already be there because of the daylighting. It advances equity by directing DOT to prioritize underserved communities and areas far from subway access where you would need bike parking. DOT must also solicit and consider input, as I said above, from community boards, elected officials, and stakeholders who would be interested in the placement of these bike racks. And it requires a public map and detailed report to track the progress, the cost, and improvements. That was something that DOT did not want to do, but I want to thank the staff for mandating that there will be a report after the 5-year time period. I want to thank Transportation Alternatives, Bike New York Lead of Conservation Voters. They all are supportive. I want to thank you, everyone who participated in our micro-mobility task force. That's where this idea was initiated. And I want to thank you, the legislative staff, Nick Wadowski, Sierra Townsend, and also Mark, Chen, and Theodore Miller. Certainly thank Chair Abreu and Speaker Menon. And I want to thank Shula Puder from my office, Chief of Staff. Thank you very much, 93A.
Thank you, Councilmember Brewer, and congratulations. I will now ask the committee clerk to call the roll.
Thank you. William Martin, Committee Clerk. Roll call vote, Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure. Proposed introduction, 93A. Chair Abreu.
Aye.
Justin Sanchez.
Aye.
Lewis.
Aye.
Brooks Powers.
Permission to explain my vote?
Permission granted.
I vote aye. I just want to underscore some of the concerns that I've heard in terms of this implementation. Wanting to make sure that the Department of Transportation stays on top of the maintenance of these new facilities and also the reporting and readout of it and timely report, a timely report. So with that, I vote aye. Congratulations, Councilmember Brewer.
Dinowitz.
I vote aye.
Thank you. Hanif. Krishnan.
Aye.
Marte.
Aye.
Parina Sanchez.
Aye.
Thank you. One.
Aye.
Thank you. Wong.
No.
With a vote of 10 in the affirmative, 1 in the negative, and no abstentions, item has been approved by the committee. Mr. Chair, that is a full committee.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. This committee hearing is hereby adjourned.